Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Majestix Heroclix Podcast. My name is Jeff Bullard. Chase is taking extended leave from Heroclix, so I'll be filling in for now. And I'd like to introduce my co-host, Patrick.
What's up, everyone? Hey, just want a public service announcement here. If you're going to rant on Facebook about stuff that's happening, please write Dear Diary. Because I don't give a fuck if somebody cut you off and you're mad and you want them to die. I don't care. That guy's probably not on your timeline anyway, not one of your friends. So just I see that lately a lot. A lot of times people vent out there and like they'll take a picture and be like, look at this asshole that took 2 spots in the parking. Or they'll say, to the asshole that took 2 spots in the parking, I hope you whatever. And I'm like, well, is he is he gonna see this? If not, then why are you doing that?
I think those people are just looking for affirmation from other people to, feel like they're justified in how they feel.
No,
can't be confident in themselves.
Yeah, no, you're right. And one of the reasons why I don't.
Shit drives me crazy.
Yeah, one of the reasons why I don't.
Yeah,
that's pretty weak in my opinion. But I don't post stuff like that, because nobody gives a shit. Everybody has their own problems they got to deal with. I think if they do the Dear Diary thing, that might be different. So maybe that should be a new thing. But anyway, I just been seeing that a lot when I'm scrolling through the Heroclix pages, and then someone put something about something happened, like, oh, this person repped up my the TPS report at work or whatever. You know what I mean? So. It's just funny. But yeah, it's good to be back. I know it's been a while. Chase, he just update, he did win his bet, the weight loss challenge. And so he's like $800 richer. And but he got a second job, so he's doing that. So he's basically he said he's done, but he said he's done last time, and it doesn't take that much to get him back. Because he is a gamer at heart. So, but Raya, he's got 2 jobs, kid. So full house, full hands.
There's not that $800 to get you a nice meta team.
Yeah, yeah. And please don't say that again. It's a fucking noun. It's not adjective. Anyway, well, the first thing that we should be talking about here is the states, provincials, right?
States. They're all done now.
Yep. I painstakingly put up all the lists, and I don't know how many of these people out there should fucking thank people like me and Dan.
No, you guys did a lot of work.
Compile these things, and try to put them in a like a readable order, and so for your perusal, because I know that unlike other games, there are no written history of this game. I think that not even Realms anymore, because they're not really, people don't go there. I think my site is like one of, probably the only one that has written history of Heroclix, because there's no official coverage from WizKids. Facebook just has a bunch of posts, but I actually have real tournament reports, pictures, interviews, like all these things that you can go back and look down down the line. So I think it's very important for this game, especially if you want to bring in a lot of new players in the future, and then also not to forget like the people who paved the way for this, right?
No, exactly.
Because there was before the ROC there was nothing. It was just you went to nationals and worlds. That's it.
Exciting.
Yeah, and then they decided, let's do No Man's Land, Infinity Gauntlet, Fear itself. Okay, cool, and that's what started it. But before, think about it. Before any of that, there was like played your monthly or your weekly event, but there was like no real discussion of what people are playing because everybody's playing different formats.
Yeah, it's all house rules and what everyone feels
Yeah.
comfortable playing with their buddies.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, you know the gentleman's agreement of you can't play these guys,
Exactly.
or you know like I
Highlander.
remember one of the stores I went to a long time ago. They had a house rule on TK. They called it a TK slam. So it was basically you can knock back a guy with TK. Like this, we're talking like from before the carded figures.
Oh, what? Well, before I started playing.
Yeah. So like you know, because you know like in TK you couldn't you know you can only move somebody and you can throw something at them, but you can't like slam them up against a wall.
Yeah.
Or push them off a building or whatever. So like the house rule for this venue that I went to, they worded it like it was knockback.
Oh, clever.
You know, like they're like they're hitting a wall or they're falling off the building, whatever, right? Yeah. And then the other one was phasing teleport. You can attack close combat through walls.
What?
Yeah, right?
That's awesome.
Exactly.
Wow. I love the originality.
So of course, like, you know, when you're making teams back then, you're like, oh man, these are really good. And you go to other venues like, wait, they don't play like that. I forgot. That's just our own rules. I got crap. So,
but I'm glad things have gotten a little more centralized.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun. So I guess you're the stat man.
I guess I am. What do you think the most? Do you want to do what archetypes or most played figure? What do you want to start with?
What do you think? Your choice.
Well, all right. What do you think the most played figure is, and then or the most played game element?
Game element. Oh Jesus. All right. I mean, I should have some knowledge of this because I wrote all this, but you know, there's like how many are there? Like 50? How many different lists do we have? Because we're only missing 2.
I got up to 51, I believe.
Okay.
Between what we missed from the States and then what we added on from Canada.
Because there's no, I know we don't have the list for Wyoming, and there's no list for Saskatchewan.
Yeah. And then there's a couple other states that we were missing. I know a couple didn't have one.
Oh yeah, like Alaska and Delaware didn't have one, so we're okay there.
And then I think South Carolina.
South Carolina's here? South Carolina?
I didn't have a team build for it.
Oh, you didn't. It's South Carolina. Yeah, I have it. Well, you can add this. It's Iron Man. I mean, it's on there if you look on there. If you look.
Did you add it?
List. Yeah, it's a robot theme. Iron Man, Nobody, Isaac, Tri-Sentinel, 8 Batman, Stark Tower bonus.
Almost there.
It's an interesting Pog Factory team.
Oh, good. Yeah, the five player one. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
So I guess oh, good. It doesn't count.
Yeah, no, dude, solid. Hey, States win a win. Win's a win. Right. Don't take that away from him.
No, for sure. I'm not. I'm just five players. Come on, man. They got to show up a little better in South Carolina.
Hey, people will travel now, apparently.
Yeah. Okay, so
I
would say just game element, so it could be figure or ID card or object, right?
Yep.
Are we adding bonuses to like location, terrain, stuff like that? Yeah.
Sure.
All that. Man, I would say the Cyclops student. I wrote that 1,000,000 times.
Yep.
Oh, it is?
It is Cyclops student.
Yes.
So out of the, was it 51 teams or 50 teams, basically, 29 of them had it. Jesus. So that's what, almost 60% of the playing field played that ID card.
Dang.
So every team's -3 points starting at this point.
That's true, right? But then, I mean, but there are obviously the 2 main Cyclops, but the main one is the super rare one because he's 50 points and it's got a lot of stuff. But there were also there's quite a few of the 60-point ones too. It's just there's a lot of 50-point guys that just call in, so that makes sense. So the ID card is the highest number. Okay. Is the next one close to it?
There's 4 less people played it.
Okay.
25.
25.
So half the player base played this.
Okay, I would say it's kind of weird, but I can't. Wait, you said only 4 less people. Oh, only 4. Okay, I was gonna say the
4
Giant
less
Girls,
people.
but yeah,
So
4
25.
less. 25. I was gonna say. Oh, are you going? Okay, so then 25 people. Okay,
25 people out of 51 played this.
Okay, so that means it can't be like Giant Girls because you can play multiples. Let's go with. I believe it's another ID card. I'll say. Oh, you know what? Maybe it's not. It could be, dude. It's either Carnage. See, it's like I'm thinking like Carnage, Groot. I bet it's another ID card though. Let's say shit. Jean Grey, student.
Not Jean Grey student. It is Groot.
Groot. Oh, see, damn it.
And out of the 25 people, 3 of them played 2 of them.
Jeez. So there's just okay. Wow. And then what's the next? Okay, and then there's
the next one is Jean Grey with 24.
Dang, it was right there.
And then this one drops off to 19 people.
19?
So it'd be the 4th most played game element.
4th. 19. I would say man, I want to say Exospecs, but I know that there's not that many of those. Carnage?
Wolverine Faculty ID.
That was my other guess. But you know what I was thinking with that one was that's such a hard ID card to get that some people just might not. They might just opt to play the bounty because they want to play the Wolverine.
But the bounty's up there.
Yeah, it's Jesus. So there's 3 ID cards and a Colossal are the top 4.
So the number 1 most game element, Cyclops student. 2nd is Groot at the Colossal Retaliation click. 3rd is Jean Grey student. 4th is the Wolverine faculty, and 5th, as you said or guessed, would be Exospecs.
Oh, okay. So it was up there.
Yeah.
Because it's been around long enough.
And it fits on almost any team, and as I believe we've all discussed, it makes a good figure better and a better figure possibly a little better.
Yeah.
So
with that many Exospecs, I mean, I guess we'd have to see what the number is with like pieces like Unimind. Darwin, I feel like should be played more because Exospecs that's a lot, right?
There was out of the 51 winning teams, there's only 1 Darwin.
Yeah, I remember. It was like a weird team. It was like not. It was. I mean, obviously, X-Men isn't a thing right now, so it's on a non-theme. But yeah.
It was an interesting team.
Wow, interesting. I got one for you here.
All right.
I have what theme was the most played?
Most theme? Theme, I'd probably have to say Cosmic.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cosmic was that.
Because there's so many different Cosmics right now. You have the low point Unimind. Mm-hmm. You have the full Unimind.
Mm-hmm. You can't play full Unimind.
Well, the 275, excuse me. What I'm calling the Cosmic Tent is when you take Black Panther into the jungle.
Yeah.
And
Unimind, Black Panther are the 2 main ones, right?
Yeah. And
so
there was a random one with the Ultra Chase.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
There was also a Grandmaster one.
I saw that.
That's probably one of my favorite teams. Nate White, shout out, buddy.
Yeah.
Shout out to Nate White. Him and his, he called it grand gogging, whatever. But it's a really cool trick that his I think he's the only real combo deck combo team he played.
Okay.
What he does is, he wrote an article on it on our site, but it's a Grandmaster. It's a theme with Grandmaster, Star Fox, Mangog, and other stuff. But it's a theme team, and he plays the Iceberg Lounge, and if he wins the map, he moves the seals and the puffin, whatever. He runs them up to base them, right? So he puts them up there, and then on turn 2 he pushes to base them, right? One of them has willpower, and then what he does is he sets up Grandmaster within the range, and then he does his power action where they fight.
Yeah.
So they punch each other. Well, that Puffin's probably going to die, right? It's like a 15 defense.
Yeah.
Well, guess what happens? Mangog comes running over, retails, wrecks your house, wrecks everything because he has a +2 now attack from Star Fox, among other things. Jeez. And then he just like his retail is crazy, right? You know, it's like those 3 damage, right? But not only that, but he gets to do the Odin sword thing because he's in your starting zone.
I know he's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool trick. I think that's it. It seems going first, and it makes it so that you can't stay in the back if you're the opponent. Because if you stay in the back, he's gonna move out. So that's kind of cool to prevent these these teams that just like to stay in the back or not do anything, dirtle in the back because Mangogs are just gonna come over there and wreck you. So that's pretty cool.
I miss the days of the gamma bomb.
Yeah.
Gotta move out.
Our format.
Yeah.
What's the second most played?
Most theme team?
Yeah.
Monster.
Close. They're third. What?
Was it Soldier?
No. It's not a generic.
Oh, what is it?
Avengers.
Oh, Avengers.
Right? Because of the numerous Hawkeye Hulk teams out there.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot of different.
There are 5 Avengers and 4 monsters. But you know what's cool about the monster team? If you looked at the art, you probably have the archetypes down, but 3 of the 4 monster teams that won were Venom teams.
Yeah. The Venom captains.
Yeah. It's not even like it's not Venom singular, it's Venoms.
Yeah.
Because whether it's Venom Hulk, regular Venom, or like Spider-Man Venom, whatever, Cap Venom, because they all have the Venomverse thing. So if Cap Venom runs up there and hits, boom, then they start coming. Yeah, it's kind of cool.
And then they get the +1 to the attack. It's it's pretty similar to the team my buddy played at the last WKO in SAC that he got second place with was the monster theme with Venom Spider-Man, Goblin King, and Captain Venom.
Nice. How often were they triggering the Venomverse? It's a 3 through 6, right?
Yeah, it hits pretty often. It's annoying.
Okay. Because that's it just scares me because isn't the Spider-Verse the same thing?
It is, but those Spider-Verse pieces weren't as good.
Okay, because nobody plays those, right? But they do the same thing. Then you're right. You think about it. Venom and Cap Venom are both 50 and 75. 50 and 75 or whatever. And if you wanted to do it with the Spider-Verse, those are like 100-point guys. So I guess that kind of makes sense. It's more points. So,
if you call over Venom Hulk, it's going to do a lot more damage with the flurry.
Right. Oh man, that's like the dream right there. This is the dream. Oh my gosh. If it was like 2 through 6, I think I'm all in.
Yeah.
Because if your whole strategy is to get Cap Venom in there to call in Venom Hulk, and you roll a 2, oh crap. And then and then Cap Venom dies, then what?
Well, hope he hits a shape change.
Oh god, I know, right?
Ugh.
So
it's a gamble.
Yeah. So let's look at the archetypes here. I have them listed as okay. So I have them like this. Let me see. I have them as aggro. There's aggro rush, which is basically your turn 2 team, where you set up on turn 1 and you go, or basically a turn 1 team. So any Sam Cap team, I would say an aggro rush because they can just go. Because normally a Sam Cap is paired with someone else that can do something, whether it's Kirk, Shredders, or Resilient Cap, or Foot Elites. Like the Sam Cap will do the action after being the costed action after being carried, and then that second guy, whether it's a Resilient Cap getting to move up and doing an attack, or the Foot Elite soldiers that are throwing boomerangs,
Yeah.
Stuff like that, or like Kirk, whatever. I don't
Yeah.
think Kirk is in here, but those are the kind of teams. And then I have mid range, which is I was very surprised because uh, the mid. Okay, so mid range is like either their theme team. So basically, they're a basic shredders are output mid range where they're not aggro, and they're not like a undying stalling control team because
Yeah.
they do want to still finish the game, but they don't dish out as much damage as some of like the Hawkeye can.
Yeah.
But they're also very resilient, and they have ID call-ins to also push the aggressive side of it. So that's why I call them mid-range. Um, like uh, Green Arrow, Gotham teams, they're kind of like that.
Yeah.
I would say the monster teams are kind of like that because they don't do the turn 2 kill you. Whereas, and also Aggro Rush, the Vulture.
Yeah.
Forgot about that. Yeah, there's Hawkeye, Vulture, Hulk, Sam Cab, whatever. And then I have Tentpole.
Yeah.
Which are obviously the guy. Usually it's like 150 points or more. It's like half your build, and then you just fill it out with support.
Okay.
And then there's the OMA, which is the one man army, which it's Unimind or Goblin King, kind. And then there's Undying. So I was looking at control aspect because I'm looking for like the card game analogy.
Yeah.
But in this game, it's more like point denial, Undying. So Tentpole and Undying are more like a control type control aspect where they don't really give up that many points. But Undying is way more focused on just not giving you any points and not dying.
Exactly.
Like not dying. So things like Daredevil, Lockjaw, Joker, haha, Corrupt Cop, even Mudman to an extent, Ironheart, things like that.
It takes a lot of attacks to get rid of them.
Yeah. Yes.
They soak up your time.
And then I have a couple. The smaller ones are like Pog Factories.
Mm-hmm.
We don't really see them, but that team that South Carolina guy, between Iron Man and Isaac, they just have just like a crap load of bystanders just walking up. Yeah, so basically they don't have to move from where they're at. They just make them and have the Pogs move out forward. And then when they get hit, they get retailed. It's kind of like the previous not previous format, but when people were playing like Double Dinosaur. I guess it was previous format when it was like a couple of years ago. It's like Ant-Man's, the Ant-Mans that make the ants, and then
the ones that you switch out, right?
Yeah, and they make the Pogs, and then you have Devil Dinosaur.
Mm-hmm.
So there's just all these Pogs, and then what they were doing was they were clogging up the board so that when you start killing them, they're playing the teleporter or round table. So when they would die, you tick it up, tick, 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 and then eventually it gets to level 3, and then boom, you get to bring your big guy out.
Nice.
But the Pog factories aren't as prevalent now because there's no like end game for it.
Yeah.
Because
kind of stall and hopefully I kill you first.
Yeah, it's like okay, we stall and hopefully you don't get through the Pogs. But if they're playing like an aggro team, they can just run right through and then just go across the map and kill your the actual producers.
And then will just chew through.
And then the combo is I like Nate White's team from Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
That Grandmaster's like that right there is like I would say as pure as a combo as you can get because he's trying to get the Odin sword.
Yeah.
So that's although it can work if let's say he loses map and they do something else, he can do something. He can still do something about it, but the combo aspect of it is what I think we look at.
Yeah.
So with that being said, what do you think the most of all of that I mentioned? What do you think is the most played? Which archetype?
Probably the one-man army, or no, not the army, the Tentpole. Excuse me, Tentpole, with Uniminds and the Black Panthers.
Tentpoles. Okay, let's take a look. All right, I didn't do this math
because I organized it differently.
Okay. Yeah, I know. I also have them by their actual team or like the guys that played it. Okay, so Tentpoles. There's 10 Tentpoles because it's either Black Panther or Unimind, or there's 11 because there's 3 Black Panthers,
a Witch Queen, right?
A Witch Queen and Odin. That's pretty cool. But the actual so that's 11. That's it's pretty good. But the one that's more than that is the mid range.
Okay.
Mid range, there were 19 mid range teams, and that, like I said, that ranges from Venoms to Shredders to Green Arrow. Basically any monster team.
Yeah.
That isn't like a 175 Green Goblin King is a mid range, because they don't actually rush you down, but they don't also stay back.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a setup, but they move
there's
out.
a little bit set up, but yeah, they can, right? The aggro rush guys, there were 14.
Okay.
So those are the big three. I guess the tempo would be the control, because like in card games, there's aggro, mid range, and control. So tempo would be the control. So I guess you can also put Undying with them, but they function way differently.
Yes.
Yeah. So there are only 2 Undyings, 3 one man armies, 1 Pog Factory, and 1 combo. But I remember when I was writing my when I wrote my article about the metagame being kind of bad. The stats here would prove otherwise, but you got to remember a few things. These are basically regional metagames, so they could be. It's not a big event where 200, 300 of the best players are playing. So if that was the case, you'd see a lot more of the same types of teams. But because, for example, like if you look at the, Hawaii had 8 players.
Yeah.
A team that won was a mystical theme team, Rogue. It was a Rogue.
I saw that.
Right? So it's like, okay, but now does that mean that's part of the format? No, it's an outlier. There are a lot of it like that, because let's say Hawaii only 8 players, maybe they don't play as much. Like the other ones, like the 5-6 players. The ones I take more stock into are the ones that are a lot more players.
No, of course.
Especially the ones that have the reputation or the history of having top level, top flight.
Yeah, of course.
Competition. Yeah, like Michigan is one. Michigan, like their Eternal Games always has like the best events.
That's what PJ won on that one, right?
Yeah, exactly. So now that one, I take more stock into that team.
Yeah,
he's Michigan. You have like George is there and Stockhouse, all these guys, and they had 26 players. So when you look at PJ, if you look at PJ, and that's the highest attendance. You look at that, he won. So I take more stock into the Samcap team. Let's go into the attendance. So the highest was 26 players in Michigan. The lowest was 5.
South Carolina.
Now we don't have the numbers for 5 of them. Like I don't have the numbers for Florida, Saskatchewan, Massachusetts, Manitoba, or Iowa. So they could be more, it could be less, but I'm pretty sure they're not more than 26. But how many events do you think had 20 or more players?
5?
Oh, 8.
8, okay.
Yep. There were Maryland and Nevada had 20, and then Illinois had 21, Texas 23, New Jersey 23, Oregon 24, New York 25, and Michigan 26. These all have the history of, or the reputation of having good turnouts and good players, right? Because like New York and New Jersey, like Isaac and Ed play there. Kenny's from that area, so all those guys are, Pusheen's over there. The Nevada guys are back. Like Team Vegas is back, so that's why their numbers are gone up.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and then obviously Michigan, Oregon is the Pacific Northwest players, so of course they're gonna show up, of course. And Texas has,
Chip? Chip won the state, and he won the WKO recently.
Yep. And he won with Hawkeye. So if you want to look at just these, if you want to look at those, let's look at the 20s. You got the Michigan, Samcap one. New York, it was a Daredevil mid-range. I don't even know what else was on the team, but it's a Daredevil. And Oregon was a Hawkeye. New Jersey was an Iron Man Hulk.
Oh, I've been calling the New York team like the what is it? The Devil Harness, because it's just basically the Venom.
It's just
and they're just going out there and trying to get as much points as they can, right?
Yeah. But there's it's not an undying team because there's other things in there, and it's not like a super rush team because he still needs to set up. But then there's Texas and Illinois was Vulture, and in Maryland and Nevada was Shredders. So
Shredders have made a significant comeback in the past couple months.
Yeah. So if you actually look at those results, that's a lot of that right there to me is a screen cap of what the metagame is. You see Hawkeye, Hulk, Vulture, Shredder, Samcap, and then Daredevil. That's basically the format, right? Of course, we don't have Unimind, but then we just go right down a couple slots to number Alabama and New Hampshire, which are 19 and 18 attendance. Unimind.
Yeah.
So, and then Ohio, which was Tyler, he won with the mini Giganto.
Wales. Yeah, Wales only won one event. I was surprised.
Yeah. Well, I think I think Paris was saying he's like the only one who plays it anyway. There's maybe one or two other people who play Wales. In these events, but a lot of there were the attendance. Also, we got 3 that were 19. There was an 18, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 17, 16. There were 16, 4 places with 16, and then 3 places with 15, and then 14. So it goes all those. Yeah. Now, how many do you think are under 10?
12.
Close. 10. There were 10 events that had less than 10.
Usually better at guessing.
4. It was 8. 4 events that had 8. 3 events with 7. 2 with 6, and 1 with 5. And then everything else is between 10 and 19.
Well, those events, I think it's the events that have less than 12 players usually don't even break even for the kit.
Yeah, what was the kit's cost?
I don't remember. I want to say 400 maybe.
400. Say 3.
I could be wrong. I don't remember. I wasn't offered one, so I don't know.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I know. Me too. What was the what's the entry fee?
I think it was 20.
25 or 20. 20. Yeah,
I think it was 20.
So
it's like 10, right?
What's that?
No. You need like 20 now.
If it's $20, it's $20. I think is a suggested entry. But if let's say it's costing 300, let's be conservative. It's $300. You need 15 people minimum just to break even. Yeah. And then you need to, and if you're running a business, breaking even is not good. You want to make money. So if you're hopefully running side events or battle royals, and then you can get more money that way, right? Snacks, whatever. There were, so with that in mind, 24 venues that were reported out of whatever had under 15. And then there were,
I want for like a whole state. Is there?
It's actually like 24 over 15, or 24. There's 15 or more, and 24, 14 or less. Interesting. Exactly half.
Yeah.
What were you saying?
Hold on. I'm gonna see how much it costs. Oh, $225.
Okay.
Way off. So yeah.
Okay. So then you only it's different then. You only need like
12
players.
Yeah, 12 players to break even.
Okay. Well, then in that case, then it should be fine because it's only 14 places that didn't hit it.
Yeah.
But with the
we got to get that attendance up.
I was thinking about that. What do you think of the attendance for states? Do you think it was a success?
Some states had 26 players, and some states didn't. I don't
California
know,
had 15.
huh?
California had 15.
Yeah,
So
it was a 2-day
yeah.
event for 15 people.
So I know this. We've ran states 3 years. This is the fourth year, correct?
Uh,
15, 16, 17, 15.
I started playing in like 2000, like Joker's Wild, so I've only
Oh,
been
this
around
is
for
the.
3 states.
I think this is the fifth year, because so the first one we did was in Bakersfield.
Uh-huh.
There were 40 players.
Oh, wow.
The next year we ran it in Orange, where my store is, and we had 25, and I was very disappointed.
For 25?
25. If that was now,
Yeah.
we'd be like the second most. The year after that was in
Hanford.
Hanford. Yeah, there was
That
40.
was my first states.
Yep, there was 40 at that one.
Yeah, it was a huge event.
And then last year we had it uh, down in our store again, and I believe we had in between 20 to 25.
Did you run a 1-day or 2-day?
It was one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's 20 to 25, and then now there's this year at 15. Um, I know that a lot of places, because just reading the comments on the Facebook groups, a lot of them didn't know that these events were happening.
Really?
Yeah, did you know? Like they're like, oh, we didn't, like it. It was advertised on the Facebook page and then the ROC, but WizKids didn't do their job or their part, at least of putting it on their timeline.
WizKids didn't do any part in that.
No, they didn't do anything, right? And
That's exactly.
exactly.
No.
So, but here's what makes it even. So they're supposed to be working together, right? So if you wanted to look up on the win, states or provincials, you can't. So how are you supposed to know?
Exactly.
You'd have to go onto those pages, and I know, like, well, then it's a ROC event, you should look at the ROC. But if it's a partnership like that, WizKids should at least do something. Either make a mention on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, just a little blurb on the website saying, hey guys, this weekend there's a ROC, states and provincials.
Yeah, no, I shared it to all the groups in California that I'm part of to try and get as many people involved.
Yeah, but like how people get their news too is if you're like if you're in the ROC and you're in the
community
scene, in the community, you're gonna know that. So you don't need you're gonna find it. You don't need to know. But what they want to do is they want to get the people who aren't in the scene and get them to start playing. How do you do that? Well, if these guys are just collectors, casual players, they need these kind of people that go on HC Realms, they go on the WizKids Twitter page, the WizKids Facebook page. These are the guys who are going to go with those kind of players. They're not going to go to the ROC.
They read their emails from WizKids.
Yes. So if there was any kind of blurb, then maybe you might get one or two from each state, and then that would change things a lot. But I think they made a mistake by not pushing it out there. I don't know what happened, but I know that I know Howard did everything he could, Aaron did everything he could, and
for sure.
a lot of places did everything that they could to advertise, but some people just don't get their news on the Clix stuff page. Let's say, they got to go straight to the mothership. So,
yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah, but oh well. I mean, it is the first year.
You're only one man.
Yeah.
You're only one man, Patrick.
Who are you talking about? WizKids?
No, you. You only can do so much.
I was like, wait, what's that?
I said you only can do so much.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, look, I'm not even part of any of that, so I'm just looking at outsider looking in now. You need advertising is huge. I know when we ran our events before the ROC, we got a lot of people because we did like I went to every Facebook group, every store, every whatever, just to get the word out on realms, and then we'd have pretty good turnouts just for our 1Ks. Nice. Granted, we ours were 1Ks, so it might be different,
Yeah.
Because I remember first ever event that we ever ran we had over 50 players, and we couldn't fit them all in the little hall because we didn't think we were gonna get that many. And this was in 2011, so this was before anything.
Uh-huh.
And
it's a good problem to have.
Yeah. So, and then we got to as high as 78, but that's also before WizKids opens, where people have options to play now. So maybe it's a different environment now.
Yeah.
So,
are the WKOs getting better attendance than the states?
I don't. I haven't really looked. I know that. So some places have sealed, and some are obviously some are sealed, some are constructed.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the split is on that in terms of if like, for example, if you're doing sealed WizKids Open on like the second week the release of a set, you're gonna get maximum attendance, right?
Yeah, people are still trying to get all this.
Yes,
the figures
they're
from
just
the
gonna
set.
come. They might even just play like 2 rounds and then leave, and then play battle royals because they just want to get the boosters. They just keep playing, whatever.
Yeah, get the prize figure, get the booster.
Now,
participation prize booster.
Here's another one. Like, so in San Diego, even though they had a pretty good turnout in San Diego, they had. So the San Diego WizKids Open was the last possible week the last possible weekend you can have it, and that was the week before the pre-release of Rebirth.
Okay.
Well, why would you go playing a WizKids Open sealed if you're just gonna wait 3 days to go for the Rebirth, right?
That doesn't make any sense.
So that kills the attendance, in my opinion, because none of my guys went.
Yeah.
Because we're like, hey, we got the pre-release coming up. Okay. And some people are like, well, do I want to go all the way down there to play a set that we've had for 3 months now?
Yeah. Play a set that I completed 2 months ago or 2.5 months ago.
Now if it was constructed, it might be different because people are like, well, it's constructed, I can play my team. Because now it's complete, whatever. But I don't know. If the new norm now is in the high teens, low 20s, I don't know how I feel about that, because I'm wondering if that has any correlation to the fact that Heroclix is now the number 10 collectible game.
I saw that.
Spring. So this time last year, or even before, they were number 4. It was Magic, Magic, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh was 1, 2, 3. Heroclix was 4, like pretty entrenched in 4, and then like Force of Will was 5, and whatever.
Yeah.
But Heroclix was number 4. But then in that and then the events were well attended, sets were well received. But during that time, it's dropped 6 slots.
Yeah, that's a lot.
But we have a lot of good releases that have come out.
Yeah, there's been some good sets.
Yeah, but also like just a lot of resets, right? We're having more even coming out. We have Star Trek, we have WWE.
Oh,
we have
Orville.
Yeah, what's that? Oh yeah,
Orville.
But we also have the Regenesis, the X-Men one, and then there's another X-Men set. So all these coming out, and I'm like, how is Heroclix only at 10 with all of this? Like, what happened?
But it's selling out of the warehouses.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Like, so it's moving.
One of the explanations is like, well, Keyforge is really big.
It is.
So that's like Force of Will has made a comeback, like whatever. All these, but I think all of that is it's like apologists or trying to make excuses for.
I was gonna say it's more like an excuse.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, well, these are okay. Then how come they haven't overtaken all these other games? But it's dropped that low. That's a big drop, from 4 to 10.
Yeah, for all the great sets that they're putting out.
Yeah,
we need to get a better attendance and more players.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, as someone who sells Heroclix, the sales have been fine. Of course, the attendance has not been great, except for releases and pre-releases. We have great turnouts for our we max out. We max out at 20 players.
Oh, I've never not sold out of a pre-release when I was having them.
Yeah. So it's like maybe the events afterwards. Is it maybe because there's too many events? I don't know. Between
Well, at one point in our general like 15-mile radius, there was 4 pre-releases.
Mhm.
So I know at least that my case sales went down a little bit when there was 4 pre-releases because everyone was going, every store was selling out for every pre-release, and everyone was getting their stuff beforehand. So with some of the pre-releases going away, my case sales went back up.
Mhm.
So there's somewhat of a correlation there.
Yeah, but like when I say there's too many events, like we have like ROC, WizKids Open, and then the monthly, like now we're gonna have the Regenesis.
Yeah.
So that's like a storyline event. So all of them. I
So
mean,
do you think
it's I
people
mean,
are
look,
glitched out?
it's not bad I'm not saying it's bad. It's always good to have more options, always, because that means you can play basically every weekend, but without having the big get together thing to everyone to gather for one thing. I think that kind of hurts because it will splinter groups. Like for example, if without having some big anchor event at some place close by, we're never going to see each other, right?
Yeah.
Because you're way up there, I'm way down here. Well, if you're going to go to a WizKids Open in Fresno, and then I'm like, well, there's a WizKids Open in Bakersfield. I'm going to go to Bakersfield. You're going to go to Fresno, and then we're not going to see each other.
No. Yeah.
But there's one big thing that we can all go to. Let's say in like, I don't know, Santa Barbara or something. Then everyone's going to go. From down south to up north, everyone's going to go. But we don't have that. It's just all a bunch of like
There's a lot of little spots.
Yeah. And because of that, I think that hurts in the sense that it doesn't build that the group to develop like some rivalries or whatever. There's like Aaron was telling me his winner map had like 6 people. One of his winner maps had 6 people. So and he was telling me, he's like, yeah, because there's just a lot of things. There's like a lot of events. So I mean,
People
it is.
are busy,
I guess it's
man.
a good. Yeah, it is
People
a
have
good
lives.
problem. It's a good problem to have that you have a lot of options, but it also kind of hurts because if you are, let's say you go to an event, there's only 6 people, and you go the next time, there's only 6 people, but it's like the same 6 people that go. You're just like, man, do I want to keep going? It's the same. Like, I want to play other people. Maybe some people like to play the same people. But if you go to these events, you want to meet new people. You want to play other people, especially if they're playing the same types of teams. You're all just gonna be like just playing the same things. So
like
you
when
want
I go to like exactly when I go to events and I want to compete,
Yeah.
I don't want to play the guys I've been practicing against for the past 2 weeks. I want to play some new people from a different area that I haven't met before and get to meet new people, make new friends.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't even know what my point was.
I don't either. But we need to get more people at events.
I think that's the
That was the point.
Like we need more people. I think we need more like bigger stature, more at stake type of things, because nothing, yeah, I wanted to go to States, but to me it just didn't feel like a major thing to go. Like, okay, nationals, okay, I'll probably end up going to nationals.
Yeah.
But we don't know if there's going to be anything out this way for that kind of magnitude events, right? Because we got nationals, worlds, and then I think Howard was saying he's going to have like a nationals level event at Lucky Dice. But
that's not on this side of the country.
Yeah, but so there needs to be something out here. But
well, I was talking with Howard for a little bit, but things didn't work out with me and WizKids at the moment, so that's on hold for now.
So nothing still?
No, I haven't had a chance to do anything else, but no, nothing new.
Oh man, sorry to hear that.
Yeah,
well, I mean, we're like the like we've always said, we're the redheaded stepchild of yeah, no, right? You literally we're the bastards. Are we snows or sands or what? What are we?
No, I'm a soulless red bastard. It's okay.
Oh man.
Look, I have a store. I have products. I'm real.
Looks like a storage unit.
Oh,
Are you
damn.
in your storage unit right now?
With lights.
Oh man.
I don't know, man. Let's see. Oh yeah, archetypes. The states.
So I mean, obviously the most was Unimine, right?
Yeah, Unimine and the Vulture Primes.
Yeah, it was 6 Vulture teams and 9 Unimine teams.
Yeah. Well, 3 of them were
OMA.
OMAs.
And then Shredders. Yeah, Shredders made a comeback here, huh?
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah,
6
they did.
6 teams with Shredders. Like 2 of them, I would say 4 of them with 2 Shredders.
Yeah.
And then 2 of them with 1 Shredder. Where one is a clone and the other one had mini, which is the monster. And it's weird because one was a monster, which is the whales.
And the other was a mystical.
Mystical with the Tri-Sentinels.
Yeah, which was, Shredders do their work.
Yeah. And then, surprisingly, Hawkeye was only, like 4 teams?
I counted 3. You got a couple extra after I did.
Well, there's the British Columbia one has Hawkeye Hulk.
Oh, yeah, but I was counting, like, the vanilla Hawkeye team that's just the main build.
Yeah, it's
just having Hawkeye on the team.
Yeah, well, there
was 3 other builds, or no?
Yeah,
there was
Oregon,
a couple
Louisiana, and North Carolina, but the British Columbia had a Hawkeye Hulk Avenger team.
Yeah,
but it just wasn't like as
it was
focused on Hawkeye.
Hawkeye.
It wasn't
yeah,
he was still there. He just wasn't. It's like a 2-pronged attack. It's like, do you fight Hawkeye? Do you fight Hulk? So
yeah.
Then
I was playtesting the Hulks for a while. I wasn't happy with him.
It's the setup, man.
Yeah,
the setup.
And if it goes off, it's cool. But if it doesn't, it's not cool.
Yeah.
And it not going off happened more often than it going off, and just not for me. It's okay. Let's see. Oh, what do you think the number 1 location bonus used was?
Stark Tower.
Yep. 12 people.
Yeah. 5 points for Prob is ridiculous.
Right? So good.
Especially with especially with the amount of theme teams.
I know.
So let's see me here. Let me take a look here. There are, what is this? How many? There were 30 theme teams that won.
Oh, wow.
And then the rest were non-themes.
Theme teams are making a comeback. Which
means that more than likely, over 60% of the... it's actually 60%, right? Or just under 60%.
60%.
30 out of 51 or whatever.
We'll round it to 50.
Yeah. Oh, 60. 3 out of 5, right? 3 out of 5, 60. So 60% of the field is playing theme. If you're not playing theme, there's a good chance you're going to get that Crimson Sage.
Yeah, why not give yourself a prob for 5 points?
Yeah, for 5 points, yeah.
It makes sense.
And if you win, then you get prob. Maybe you get a prob, but maybe you get like a charging impervious guy or hypersonic guy. Yeah, so Stark Tower is ridiculous. Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, so as not the main focus of the team, what do you think the number 1 side character is? Like, not the tentpole, not the Black Panther, the Unimine, or...
You mean support?
Yeah.
Besides Groot?
Besides Groot, yeah.
You mean like non-colossal
retaliation?
Yeah. Okay, non-colossal.
Non-ID, non-sideline character.
So actual
figure on your main force.
Holy crap. Okay, non-colossal. Man, you just lowered it a lot.
It did.
I want to say
11 people that played this figure.
I want to say Unseen.
You're a smart man there, Mr. Patrick.
Is it Unseen?
It is.
Okay.
So 10 people played just one, and then one person played
I'll
two.
play two, yeah, but that's the ultra chase one. You know what's funny? Well, I know PJ will never give props to Unseen because he just for some reason doesn't like him. But I remember when he came out, he was a very first preview was very polarizing. The figure, whether or not he was playable or not. And I remember Abdul got second place with Unseen at Nationals, losing to Isaac, and then the whole tournament was just retaliators.
Oh God, I know.
Yeah, right. So then Unseen just like wrecks everyone. I'm a believer in Unseen. I play it. It's just I think the thing is he's a 0-0 for 65 points, but ID cards.
He's a good calling battery.
Yeah, and then, if
And
you
he
load
gets in
up
those 60-point Cyclopses you were talking about.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Jean Grey, stuff like that, Iceman, whatever. But yeah, I think he's solid.
No.
I didn't think of playing two, and then I realized his -2 stacks, right?
Yeah, it's a unique modifier though.
Oh, it is a unique modifier. Okay, never mind then. I didn't know it. I didn't know it was unique. I was like, why are you playing two?
Double outwit, double prob. Seeing
Yeah.
through everything, still pretty good.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's pretty good.
All right, so the next support character behind Unseen with 9. Who do you think it is?
Oh, geez, man, like you have to make me come up with real boys. None of these fake pogs and stuff. Like, can it be a pog?
It could be, but it's not. The
okay.
pog is on the fourth position.
Let's see. Not. Do you know it's
not.
weird because I always hear.
Fifth.
I always hear. I'm like, oh look, Groot, Carnage. I'm like, wait, I can't name those guys.
So yeah, non-colossal. This makes it more interesting.
Yeah. Okay. I will say.
And there's actually more of these played than the second most played colossal.
Let's see. It's probably okay. I have two options here.
Mm-hmm.
Either Sheriff Strange or Green Lantern. Or maybe wait. Sorry, there's a bunch of vultures. Big Tony. What am I talking about? It's got to be Big Tony, right?
So 9 people played Star Fox.
Oh yeah, duh. Forgot that guy's a thing. Avengers and Cosmic. Duh.
Like, so and then the third is everyone's favorite pup.
Oh, Lockjaw. Oh, wow.
All right. And then after Lockjaw, Big Tony. So
Okay.
Big Tony was played by 7 different people.
But they play like 2 or 3 of them.
So was it one person played 2? 3 people played 2. No, two people played 1. 3 people played 2, and then 2 people played 3. Dude, so it's like all over the place.
Did I tell you that we sold out of Big Tony's today?
Yeah,
we sold we today in the orders we were packing. We sold 11.
Oh, nice.
Like 11 through like 3 different people or 4 different people, and I was like, "Geez, all right, time to restock the Big Tony's."
But yeah, so, he's too good. Well,
Star Fox.
He's really good in popper events. And just as an overall support piece, we're at 15 points per Plex.
15 points per Plex, jeez. And he has sidestep, and if you're playing a GCU team, he can just carry other guys. That's
he's from Harley Quinn, right?
Yeah.
So he's gonna stick around for a while.
Oh yeah.
So after Big Tony, you're never gonna guess this one.
Ironheart.
8 Batman with 6.
Oh my god. You know why? Because there's yeah, but also isn't it also are they using it to get the octopus arms?
Probably. That's what I was using him for on some of my teams that I needed to pick up objects.
Because I know some people are using TK, but if you're not running that, he's just a better option because he just picks it up and drops it off.
So yeah, because even if you're using TK, like you're having to even call in TK, it's extra actions. So you're not gonna be able to get everything quick.
Yeah.
So,
but if you're playing, if you're playing Al Jordan though, you pick it.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. But yeah, or if you're playing maybe a version with Lockjaw. I don't know. But okay, well, that's a really pretty good breakdown of what the format looks like. Now, but what I was saying earlier, I was saying how the format was either turn 2 or survive turn 2 and go to like, the later game. There were 14 like turn 2 type teams.
Okay.
I guess you could count the Grandmaster as 15 because that's kind of a turn 2.
Yeah,
but it doesn't just off. It's supposed to go off on turn 2. But the actual, I would say, tentpole undying OMA, those are the ones that I think that are more equipped to fight the aggro rush, right? Because like, what does Vulture do against a tentpole? Because he can't kill the tentpole.
Yeah.
Maybe. That I looked, there were 16 of those teams, 14 at aggro. But the mid-range one, this is one I was kind of a little bit surprised that I see more of. There were 19 mid-range type teams. Of course, a lot of them are monsters.
Yeah.
But
the name Monster Theme Team is definitely showing up.
Yeah. But that's kind of cool. I think it's nice because people are trying different things.
It's like, a lot of shape change to deal with, and super senses.
There's part of my argument was one of those two teams, but because there are 19 mid-range teams, of course, like I was saying, how much stock do you take into these lower
attendance
ones? But I guess all things being equal, 19 is a pretty high number for just playing a regular Heroclix team. Like I'm saying, so like mid-range to me is playing Heroclix, where you're playing multiple turns and you actually have to like move your guys around, playing all things. Whereas an aggro rush, aggro rush, you're just like, I just need to know what my first 2 turns are, and then you're gonna lose, right? And after that, and then the tent pole OMA is just undying. It's like, well, I'm just don't die.
Yeah.
And just make sure.
Regen.
Exactly. Pump my defense all the way up, and hopefully you can't hit me, right? Those are kind of that way. And that's, to me, also not Heroclix because I don't like OMAs.
I personally can't play it.
Yeah, but I
just get bored.
Yeah. Well, 3 of them won, but yeah. I mean, I get it.
That's 6%. I'll take my chances.
Yeah, no, for sure. But like I was saying, the mid-range type teams are, I guess you would say, the Heroclix teams.
Yeah.
Like these are the kind of teams I would like to play against. I would play against these all day and not be sad at all.
Yeah. Because
we actually get to play. If you're playing, like you said, like if you're playing against an aggro rush and you lose the map and you just die, cool, good game, man. I died in 2 turns. I don't like that.
Gonna shoot you across the map and your team's dead.
Yeah, and you're playing like an OMA tent pole undying. Like, well, we're not really playing either because we're just like, we're not doing anything.
Let me hit that crit.
Yeah, exactly. Especially the OMA where they kill one thing, just run away. It's like shit. But I guess playing a tent pole against a tent pole OMA, I don't know. What would you rather play against? Like the control aspect or the aggro rush aggro? Which would you rather face more of in a day?
Probably the mid range.
No. Of the two, no, the aggro or the control, like the tempo undying only.
Probably the aggro.
You'd rather play against that
instead of the tent pole?
Yeah.
Well, if they're gonna sit there and just like turtle with the tent pole,
that's true.
No, but if they're gonna be aggressive with the tent pole, I'd rather play that.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair.
I'd rather have an aggro tent pole versus.
And you know what?
Someone's sitting back and not doing anything.
And also, the aggro teams rely on a bunch of die rolls.
Yeah.
And they could miss. So there is that. So yeah, I guess I would be I'd probably. I just hate going up against a team and just like I lose the map and I just get absolutely crushed.
Hey, everybody misses a 3 eventually.
Yeah. Just hopefully not your last attack.
Yeah. Well, it's my opponent. It's okay.
My last attack, I missed a 3. Okay, go. But you only have Groot left. Sweet.
Yeah, it's okay.
All
False
right. Well,
retaliation.
I guess that's I think that's a good breakdown. What we have.
Yeah.
Do you think anything but before we finish up, do you think anything from Rebirth, looking at this format right now, and then knowing Rebirth is going to be legal, um, do you think anything will impact this format going into nationals? I guess.
There was one of the Gotham City ones that interested me, but for some reason, when I use
Signal?
Firefox HC Realm, yeah, the non-prime version,
Oh wait. Oh, the Duke Thomas.
yeah. You read what he does?
He's the they get is it the
They get +1 to their attack when there's a friendly adjacent to the person.
each, right.
So you just swarm them in with a bunch of empower and stuff, which they all have a bunch of low point figures and hit for
Duke
some
Thomas,
big
right?
numbers. Yeah.
Yeah, when friendly characters making close attacks, modify attack +1 for each other friendly character adjacent to their target. Yeah, he's only 35 points.
So he might do a little bit of work for like the smaller swarm teams, like the Gotham City and stuff.
He also has empower. Yeah, I guess that could be pretty good for with empower and your let's say you walking wood that guy, walking woods and Duke Thomas goes next to them, right?
Yeah, his keywords aren't showing up on the realms right now, of course.
I think Black Adam will do something.
He's fun to play.
Billy Batson, just because he's freaking 20 point. Is he 20 or 30? 20 points.
He's only 20, right?
20 point perplexer with a stop click. What the hell? He's got pretty good keywords too. And if you want to play 40 points on one of them, they turn into Shazam.
Shazams. Click 6.
But it's very. I think it's cool though. I think Black Adam has an impact. Starfire.
200 or 100?
100. 100. Yeah, I think 200 is too much. Starfire, I think, is pretty nuts at 50 points.
I think Mr. Oz will show
Mr.
up a
Oz
little bit.
Too. Mr. Oz will be on there. Who else? If you play it, I don't know how good the Titans will be. Somebody played. They're just testing it real quick. But Raven is pretty nuts.
With the monsters, she's really good.
Yeah, monsters, but also on Titans because they all have that Titans Reborn where they move and
they heal.
So you can actually have like Starfire get on a stop click, and then you move next to Starfire. And then Starfire heals one, and your guy will take damage because they get to use at no cost, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
But Nightwing is not bad on that team as well because he has all kinds of stuff for 50 points.
Pick a power or something?
Yeah, it's Perplex Outwit, RCE, Close Combat Expert, and then he has Leadership, and he has Stealth, and he's just all around useful for the Titans team. So,
what do you think about all the talk about Murder Machine?
I don't know. I mean, Vulture is like basically the predecessor, right?
Yeah.
He gets to attack if he KOs an opposing character. The only thing for me with him, so the thing that makes Vulture nuts is Vulture gets to charge again.
Yeah.
So he gets to move all around the map. This guy doesn't, right?
No, he just sits there.
He just sits there. So if there's any kind of walls, I don't know how he's going to get going.
Yeah, no.
It's cool. It's
he's got improved targeting through blocking, but
he does?
Yeah.
Through one piece of blocking. If you're in the office, how do you shoot through multiple lines?
Yeah. Positioning comes down to
but that's hard though, right? Because there's multiple walls in the way that you can block, so also he doesn't ignore elevated.
Yeah,
So either they're gonna have to make him a giant, but because if not, the elevation's gonna stop him too. I think it's for 100 points. I think he's decent. I don't know how nuts. Maybe someone will think of some where he gets to just attack anywhere. I don't know.
Yeah.
But he has prob and shape change, so I mean that's already good for me.
Pretty helpful. Pretty helpful.
Yeah.
I don't know. What else are you thinking? I think there's a lot of fun pieces to play.
I think Dawnbreaker could be good.
Yeah, I just got mine today.
There's a lot of Pogs. Groots.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Groots.
You take Groots. Look at the Iron Avengers. Like, if someone plays a Crimson Sage, you get a Crimson Sage? What the? That's nuts.
So it's max 1. So is it only you can have one construct character, or is it only one of each? So whenever an opposing character generates one or more bystanders after resolution, you may generate the same bystander. These bystanders modify combat values by +1 this game and have max +1.
So these bystanders have max 1. I believe I think each bystander has max 1. Like each guy that you make, you can't make another one of that guy.
So you only get one Walking Wood, and you'd only get one Dr. Leslie.
I think so.
Because you would get their Dr. Leslie too that they're giving you because they're generating it, right?
If I'm if this is how, if I'm interpreting this right, each of those bystanders, you can make multiples of you can make a bunch of different bystanders.
You can make one of each different bystanders.
Yeah. So but there's a lot, right? Like I was saying, Crimson Sage, or if you lose, man, can you imagine you lose to a Stark Tower?
Yeah.
And they start making their Iron Avengers, then you get 1 too, but yours are stronger.
Exactly.
So that actually checks them. So if they have a Groot, do they want to give you a Leslie? Because if you do, you get two Leslies, and you get a Walking Wood that's better than their Walking Wood.
Yeah, you get a Walking Wood and a Leslie on steroids.
Yeah, that's scary, man.
It nerfs a lot.
He's only 75 points too. Oh, and he has the Green Lantern core team ability.
Yeah, carry all your monsters out.
Oh, yeah.
With enhancement.
Yeah, well, monsters normally don't have range unless you're playing a Goblin King or something, or if you're playing more of these guys. I guess you could play like, what if your whole team is just a bunch of Dark Knights?
Could be. That's a theme team.
Is a Dawnbreaker unique? No.
I don't think so. I could be. Oh, hold on. I have mine right here.
Yeah.
No, he is not.
Bam. Well, there you go. So, all right. Well, I mean, it's been like an hour and a half or something.
Like hour and 15. Solid. Yeah. Cool.
So yeah, that's basically our episode, huh?
It is.
Anything else?
That's States in a nutshell.
Yeah. I think format's pretty decent.
Yeah, no, it's a lot broader than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Honestly, I felt it was just Hawkeye whales and Unimines. So I like being wrong. It happens once in a while. So,
well, I'm glad it's more open.
Yeah.
But I also, this is what I think. I mean, this is the cynic in me. I think this is it's a facade because it is states. You're playing a bunch of different local events all around the country. So you're going to have a wide array of teams.
Yeah.
But if you went to, let's say, nationals, then you're going to see a lot more of the same things. Because
exactly. People's mentality going to states is probably different than going to nationals or a bigger event.
Yeah, let's go try stuff. Cool.
Hey, man, wouldn't it be cool if I went with this?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So.
All right, man. Well, this was this episode. I think it was good. We'll
I enjoyed it.
Do it again next week. You
guys enjoyed it too. Next week?
Yeah, next week. Let's try it again.
Sounds good.
Then, just subscribe to the YouTube page, Apex Insiders. Only $3 a month. You get to read a lot of great articles. There's a whole bunch of tournament reports up right now. A lot of free tournament reports. But there's a lot of strategy articles going up there too. And check out Jeff's and Jeff and my eBay pages. A lot of Heroclix on there.
Got a lot of Heroclix.
I don't have any more Big Tony, so sorry, guys.
Yeah. Aaron Canty took all mine.
All right, man.
All right.
So see you next time.
See you next time. Don't forget to practice rolling your dice.
Oh, and I always forget this. Now, see, I'm not going to remember. I can start over again. When in doubt, perplex the attack.
Take it easy, guys. Bye.